Hello, Atlanta Athletic Club. Matt Check, PGA Teaching Pro here at the club. In this morning's clinic, we talked about bunker shots and how to get out of the bunker more often and be more consistent and not be scared of getting it up and out of these bunker shots. So let's just dig right in and let's talk about setup. Let's talk about drills, and then let's hit some shots. So the first thing I want to talk about is setup. It's imperative that we use the bounce. So use your wedge that has the most bounce. Normally that's going to be your sand wedge, not your lob wedge. One of those two are preferred over a pitching wedge or a gap wedge. If we're using the bounce, it's going to be easiest to use it in the front of your stance. That goes hand in hand with trying to hit 2 inches or so behind the golf ball and kind of push the sand with the ball. Okay, we're not hitting down on the ball. We're not really trying to get steep and hit down. That's going to turn into a dig, and that's going to turn into trying to pop the ball out instead of just being able to shallowly swing kind of through the sand. So from a setup perspective, I would draw a line right perpendicular to the target, and I'm going to set up with that line near the front of my stance, maybe even on my left heel. That's about where I like to play it. And when I set up here, I can go ahead and open the face slightly. I use that term loosely because most people over open the face. If it's already in front of your stance, you don't have to open it as much as you think. After we open the face and we have the ball position in front, the next thing to make sure that we do is stay on our front leg. Even if you set up on your front leg, if you move off of it, we're probably going to lean back and stay behind it. We want to make sure that we stay up over this golf ball in the front of our stance. And that's pretty much it. Go ahead and start there and try to hit a few shots. Now, let's talk about drills. So the first drill would be to get this ball out of here, and we draw one line, and we draw another line 4 to 5 inches behind it. And I set up like I'm going to hit a ball off this front line. So I set up, I get my heel close to it. I like to turn my shoulders in and make sure that I'm not coming too steep. I want to almost stay inside the golf ball. So I come in, I take a swing, and I get a feel of the sand. I'm getting the feel of my confidence. I go ahead and look down, and I entered the sand right in between the two lines and exited well past the front line. So there you go. I got a 6 or 7 inch divot, and it's on either side probably perfectly of my front line. So kind of doing this over and over again is very important. You start understanding how big of a swing you need. You start understanding like what it feels like to thump and push the sand out of the bunker and to really finish your swing. So that's kind of the first drill I would do. Now the next drill I would do is I would kind of put a golf ball right on this back line, and I'm going to draw a line just inside that golf ball. And now I want to make sure that I'm lined up properly. So if I set up to the front line and I get right here, I don't want to be pointed too far left where I feel like I might go over that golf ball. I want to make sure that I'm set up in a way that I feel like I can go inside the golf ball as I stand the club up, and I can return the club back inside the golf ball as I push and finish through. So again, I'm looking at a good divot there. I did a nice slow motion. That's another drill to help you not dig so much. Too many times I feel like members come to me during lessons and say that I just want to hit straight down on the ball. That is not going to effectively use the bounce. That's going to use the leading edge. It's going to dig. That's going to leave us where we feel like we can't really swing really hard because it's going to get dug in even more. So the ability to make a big, shallow swing without getting stuck behind me is key. So we'll go and hit a couple here. And, I want you to kind of see as I set up here. Again, I got my line right on the left heel. I got my left toe out because I don't want to come off the ball with my lower body. So as I set up and I take a few back swings, you can see how my front knee is not really moving, right? I'm able to kind of maintain this lower body right here over top of the ball as I still get behind it and inside of it and finish through. So hit a couple here. Now this sand is wet. This is about a 30-yard bunker shot. This is big. So I need to take a pretty big swing and a pretty big finish to get it this far. I don't want to sit here and try to really speed things up. I want to just take a bigger swing and trust that I'm going to hit 2 inches behind it, and it's all length from there. So there you go. 10 high, but where did the ball go? Left. Now, this comes into my next little thing is that's where my golf club was swinging, a little bit to the left, because when you put the ball that far forward in your stance, the arc is going to start wanting to move that way when you get to the ball. So it's, in my opinion, more important than anything that we kind of square up to close our stance even, to get a little bit in a position where we feel like, you know, I don't want to say draw the ball, but we want to feel like we're able to start it out to the right and, you know, release the club through, being able to really throw the club over as we turn. So if I set up again, I might hit this one with this ball back here. Remember this line just outside the ball to my target. I got that ball there to kind of help me see that I actually came down kind of close to that back ball in that last shot. So now I'm going to go ahead and really turn in my chest here, get inside this ball. Got my ball position. Even though I go up, I'm still going to stay inside that ball at all times, and then watch what happens here. It just felt so much better being able to swing straight. You're not cutting across the ball. Just because the face is open doesn't mean that we want to cut across the ball. We still want to stay inside the ball. We still want to have the feeling almost of like a draw shot. That ball, as you saw, it hit and bounced a little bit to the left as a right-handed golfer. That's how the best players do it. So I hope these tips helped you. I hope you can work on it on the bunker and go through everything I talked about. Thank you for watching.